Hello everyone and welcome back to another Pony and Wolf Productions video. My name is visualbrony and today we are reading The Great Hearthwarming Bird Count by mushroompone. It's just one of those stories that I was drawn to it by the description that a competition counting birds at hearthwarming? And just looking in here at the beginning, I see that Fluttershy is in it. Well, I could have seen that if I had looked at the tags, but I didn't, so there we go. Anyhow, as always, I have not reviewed this story, meaning I will discover it alongside you. Which also means, please, if that button below the video is still red, then I would ask you to please subscribe to the channel today because it really helps us out in the YouTube algorithm. And I know that these things, when I say that, can get a little bit annoying and it sounds like begging and all that. But guys, seriously, it really helps us out. It's free and YouTube is from time to time doing purges, meaning they will just suddenly unsubscribe people. So make sure you're still subscribed or that you subscribe today to get notified about our videos by also clicking that bell and clicking on Get All Notifications. And without further ado, let's get into this story.
Twilight?
Shush!
I just have some
Fluttershy, shush!
concerns that I'd like to...
Cram it, Fluttershy!
Twilight spat, binoculars still all but welded to her face. Fluttershy grit her teeth and pinned her ears against her head.
That wasn't very nice.
A stinging indictment of pure evil, very possibly the end of a friendship. Twilight, however, was well past preserving friendships.
I'm trying to make out a call and you're making it very hard to hear anything at all.
Twilight explained haughtily.
But, Twilight...
Identification by call is allowed!
Twilight insisted, raising one didactic hoof.
Check the rules if you don't believe me.
I know the rules, Twilight. I wrote them.
Shush!
Fluttershy rolled her eyes and closed her mouth as Twilight cupped one hoof around her ear. For a moment, all was quiet. Fluttershy leaned forward, craning her neck for a whisper of a
chickadee-dee.
Twilight's face tightened in a visible grimace.
I'm pretty sure that's a chick.
I know it's a chickadee!
Twilight dropped her binoculars and allowed them to fall against her chest.
Come on, let's head to the bog!
Without waiting for confirmation, Twilight marched out of the brush and set off down the trail. Fluttershy sighed but trotted behind her at an even pace.
I hope you don't mind me saying, but this isn't a good color on you, Twilight,
she said softly.
Especially since the bird count isn't meant to be competitive.
Well, take up your concerns with Chilibreath.
Fluttershy blinked.
With Chilibreath?
She's the one who turns this into a competition.
Twilight continued.
All I said was I was planning on participating. She was the one who had to be all, I bet I'll see a rarer bird than you, Twilight.
Her cheerily voice was woefully off base, though perhaps that was a point.
So I asked her if she was a birder, just to make conversation.
Twilight went on.
And she just went on and on about all her expeditions, and her encyclopedic knowledge of calls, and her ludicrously gigantic binoculars. Phoebe!
Twilight went stiff.
Phoebe! Beep, 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 beep.
Twilight, that's an
Eastern Phoebe!
An angry Eastern Phoebe?
Well, tough.
Twilight hissed, darting into the bushes.
I'm angry too.
Fluttershy stood resolute in the center of the path. After only a moment, Twilight ran screaming in the opposite direction, pursued by a pair of Phoebes dead set on tearing her mane out one hair at a time.
Fluttershy!
She cried.
Make them stop!
Fluttershy heaved another exhausted sigh and whistled sweetly to the birds, who almost instantly abandoned their target to light gently on Fluttershy's head. While Twilight caught her breath, Fluttershy continued to hum tunelessly, until bidding the birds a gentle goodbye as they flew up into the canopy.
Please stop terrorizing the wildlife, Twilight. Remember, this is a census, not a...
Can you do that for other birds?
Fluttershy stared blankly at Twilight. Twilight stared devilishly back. Fluttershy gasped softly.
No. No, Twilight. I won't help you cheat. It's a bird count.
I'm sorry, who is cheating?
Twilight's face flushed red from chin to horn as she whirled to face the new voice. Cheerily shook her head.
Twilight, don't tell me you've resorted to using Fluttershy's special talent to help you find more exotic birds. That's so disappointing. Don't use your teacher voice on me.
Twilight shot back, twice as biting.
I know that trick.
Cheerily only smirked.
I spotted an eastern screech this morning,
she said, striking her binoculars lovingly and almost creepily.
From nearly 500 yards. Oh, big whoop. You can hear that screaming for miles.
Twilight argued.
I saw a belted kingfisher.
Cheerily's grin grew.
I saw 3.
Twilight's face burned brighter.
Why you... Do.
The company shot to attention at the sound of a distant, beautiful whistling.
Was that... Stuff it! Do.
A pause. The birders stood frozen, each waiting for the others to make the first move.
Now, girls,
Fluttershy said carefully.
I think we can all agree this has gotten a teensy bit out of hoof. Why don't we all go see the...
Do. Pine grosbeak!
Twilight yelped before scrambling down the dirt path.
I'll call it. You can't call a bird.
Cheerily argued, hot on her tail.
I heard it too. First to see it then. You're on. Girls!
Fluttershy called weakly after them.
Wait!
Only a puff of dust remained. Fluttershy huffed.
Fine. I wasn't going to count their birds anyway.
She told no pony in particular.
Pine grosbeak, what a steal!
Cheerily squealed.
Oh, I can't wait to tell the girls in the bird club about this. Oh, you wish?
Fluttershy yelled, oblivious to the birds which scattered at the sound.
I bet you Granny Smith sees the rarer birds and... Do.
The only mares nearby collided as they turned sharply to follow the gentle sound. The girls skidded to a halt. As they listened, the once clear whistle of the elusive pine grosbeak devolved into a raspy cawing of a...
You're joking. Mockingbird.
Twilight muttered with a deep revulsion. As if summoned, the mockingbird flitted out of a branch and continued cawing. Not a care in the world.
Well,
cheerily said.
I certainly feel mocked.
Twilight turned away, ears pinned to her head.
That makes 2 of us.
She stared down at the ground, tracing circles in the dirt, wondering if she should apologize. Well, she should. Probably. Maybe. How? As Twilight fretted, she heard a noise. The light fluttering of wings. As slowly as she could bear, Twilight looked up. The pine grosbeak. A beautiful specimen. Delicate pink feathers, shiny black eyes, and a strong, sharp beak. And Cheerily was looking the other way. She won. Twilight closed her eyes, reveling silently in her victory. But she reached out and poked Cheerily with one rear hoof.
What?
Cheerily turned. She gasped softly and the bird flew off.
I saw it first!
Twilight spluttered. Cheerily scoffed.
Fine,
she muttered.
Race you to the next one? Oh, it's on!
Hello everyone and welcome back to Common Time as Visual Pony, where I'll remind you that you can support Pony and Wolf Productions through the links down in the description below. Every dollar helps is needed and very much appreciated. And don't forget, it helps to keep on the electricity around here, which I need to run the computer and to record these stories. And you really want that, right? No, I'm being quite sincere here because, paying bills this month will be an issue. Anyhow, so let's get into this. I have certainly encountered situations like this where people are like, oh, I'm better than you. Oh, I'll totally, eat more fries than you. Or I will do this better than you. Or do this better than you. And I'm usually just like, why? Because I'm not a very competitive guy in most things. I mean, I was at one point when I was still playing esports and was participating in tournaments and shit, but I am no longer. And even then, it only extended to, my playing of those games. But never because of shit like this. Never. So I can kind of understand Fluttershy's frustration here. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought, and as always, I hope that this story finds you well in body and mind.